For too long, the world has danced to the tune of unseen forces, orchestrating a symphony of control, illusion, and conformity. Like marionettes on strings, many have moved through life, unaware of the hands that hold their fate. But what happens when the spell breaks? What happens when those who were meant to follow suddenly rise, not as pawns in someone else's game, but as architects of their own destiny? The answer is unfolding now. Across the globe, the chosen ones, ordinary yet extraordinary souls, are awakening to a truth that was always within them. This truth is not handed down or learned from books. It is a profound realization. The game they've been playing was never designed for them to win. But here's the twist: they no longer care to win it. Instead, they've chosen to rewrite the rules entirely. This isn't just rebellion, it's evolution. The old tactics of manipulation and fear, once effective in silencing the masses, have grown brittle and outdated. The chosen ones see through the smoke and mirrors, their vision clear, their purpose unwavering. They are not here to adjust to the system. They are here to dismantle it, brick by brick, leaving no illusion unexposed. But why now? Why has this moment become the turning point? It's because the cracks in the foundation are visible for all to see. The once unshakable facade of power is crumbling under the weight of its own deception. What was once hidden in darkness is now dragged into the light, and those who once thrived in the shadows are left scrambling, powerless to stop the awakening that is spreading like wildfire. This awakening is not about anger or vengeance. It is about clarity, truth, and the undeniable strength of resilience. It's about reclaiming power that was never truly lost but hidden beneath layers of doubt, fear, and control. The chosen ones are stepping into a world they were told they couldn't have, and with every step, they are proving that the limits were never real. They were just illusions crafted to keep them small. The question now is not whether the chosen ones will succeed. It is how far their light will reach. What happens when those who see beyond the game refuse to play? What happens when the unyielding rise? Stay with us, because the answers will unravel a story of transformation, power, and a truth that cannot be ignored. The game is no longer theirs to control, and the chosen ones are just getting started. What if the very obstacles meant to stop you were, in fact, the keys to unlocking your greatest potential? For the chosen ones, dead ends are not the conclusions others believe them to be. They are catalysts, moments where the noise of the world quiets and the truth becomes unmistakably clear. While others panic, retreat, or resign at the sight of a barrier, the chosen ones pause, look deeper, and discover something others miss: a hidden path forward. Dead ends force clarity. They strip away distractions and reveal what truly matters. When there's no way around, through, or over, the chosen ones don't crumble, they pivot. This isn't blind optimism. It's a deliberate act of reframing. A dead end is not a defeat, but a demand for reinvention. It compels the chosen ones to reevaluate, recalibrate, and rise stronger. What most people see as a stopping point, they see as a moment of truth, a test of resolve, and an opportunity for growth. And it is in these moments that true power emerges. The chosen ones don't rely on the structures or systems others have built. They create their own. They navigate through challenges with vision, resilience, and an unshakable belief in their purpose. Every so-called limitation becomes a stepping stone to new heights, a place where old illusions are shattered and the light of what's possible shines brighter than ever. Dead ends do more than challenge the chosen ones. They reveal the true intentions of those who created the barriers. The systems built to control and manipulate crumble when faced with the chosen one's unwavering determination. These moments expose the weakness of those who thrive on fear and deceit, laying bare the lies they've relied on for so long. The chosen ones don't just overcome dead ends, they redefine them, turning the end of the road into the beginning of something far greater. Change is rarely loud. It begins as a tremor beneath the surface, unnoticed by those too confident in their false security. For years, the so-called powerful have relied on the same tired tactics: manipulation, secrecy, and control. They thrived in the shadows, weaving narratives that kept the masses distracted and divided. But now, the chosen ones are rising, and the shift is unmistakable. This isn't a loud rebellion. It's a quiet revolution. The chosen ones disrupt the old power dynamics not with force, but with truth. The cracks in the system, once hidden, are now gaping chasms, and those who once pulled the strings are finding their grip slipping. They sense the unraveling, and with it comes desperation. The lies that once propped up their power are no longer enough. Their game, built on illusion, cannot withstand the weight of authenticity. What's truly transformative is the chosen one's approach. They are not fueled by anger or revenge, but by clarity and purpose. They don't need to fight to win because their presence alone shifts the balance. Their refusal to play along exposes the fragility of the system, leaving those who once seemed untouchable scrambling to regain control. But the chosen ones have rewritten the rules, and there is no going back. This shift isn't just about toppling an old system. It's about creating a new one where power is not hoarded but shared, where influence is earned through integrity, not manipulation. As the chosen ones rise, the old ways of control and deceit become irrelevant, relics of a time that can no longer define the present or the future. At the end of every road, when the facade can no longer hold, the truth emerges. Dead ends do more than stop movement. They strip away every mask, every clever tactic, and every lie. For the chosen ones, this moment of reckoning is not a defeat but a triumph. When the manipulators have no more cards to play, their true nature is exposed, not as powerful forces to be feared, but as flawed individuals desperately clinging to a crumbling system. This exposure is their greatest fear. The chosen ones see what others do not. The cracks in the foundation, the desperation behind the manipulation, and the emptiness of the promises that once held so many captive. Dead ends force honesty, not just from the manipulators, but also from those who encounter them. They reveal what was always hidden beneath the surface, the truth. What's ironic is how those who built these systems of control thought themselves untouchable. Their arrogance blinded them to the possibility of their own downfall. They thrived on confusion and misdirection, keeping people guessing, doubting, and second-guessing themselves. But when a dead end is reached, the noise disappears and clarity takes over. For the chosen ones, this is the moment they've been waiting for. The manipulators find themselves cornered, unable to hide or deceive any longer. Their greatest strength, secrecy, becomes their ultimate weakness as the spotlight shines on every move, every lie, and every failure. The chosen ones don't stop at the dead end. They rise above it, leaving behind a system that can no longer contain them. And as the chosen ones ascend, they carry with them the ultimate truth. The barriers meant to hold them back were never real. They were illusions, designed to intimidate and control. Once exposed, these illusions lose all power, and the chosen ones step forward into a future that is truly their own. For those who built their power on deception, there is one fear that surpasses all others: exposure. The thought of the world seeing them for who they truly are is a nightmare they cannot outrun. Their influence thrives in darkness, hidden behind carefully constructed facades and veils of manipulation. But now, with the rise of the chosen ones, the light is breaking through, and their illusions are crumbling. Exposure is not just about revealing lies. It's about dismantling an entire system of control. The chosen ones, with their clarity and resilience, are shining a light on every hidden corner, every false narrative, and every scheme designed to manipulate. The manipulators, once so confident, now find themselves cornered by the truth. Their greatest weapon, secrecy, has become their undoing. What makes this exposure so devastating for them is its simplicity. While they spent years crafting elaborate strategies to maintain their grip on power, it takes only one undeniable truth to unravel it all. Every lie they told, every move they made in the shadows, is now laid bare for the world to see. The chosen ones don't fight them with the same tactics. They simply stand firm in their truth, allowing the light of authenticity to do the work. This isn't just a loss of control. It's an existential crisis for those who relied on deceit. Without their illusions, they are powerless, stripped of the very identity they spent their lives cultivating. And for the chosen ones, this is not just a moment of triumph. It's a moment of liberation. The truth, once hidden, is now undeniable, and with it comes the freedom to build something new, something real, something lasting. Arrogance has a way of blinding those who hold power, convincing them that their control is unshakable. For years, the manipulators built their strategies on a single assumption: that the chosen ones would never rise. They believed their rules, their systems, and their lies were enough to keep the chosen ones in check. But in their overconfidence, they made a fatal mistake. They underestimated those they sought to control. The chosen ones were never powerless. They were never as blind, weak, or compliant as the manipulators believed. They were simply waiting for the right moment to act, the moment when the cracks in the system would grow too large to ignore. And when that moment came, they didn't just resist. They dismantled the game entirely. This wasn't a loud rebellion. It was a quiet but deliberate awakening. The chosen ones began to see the system for what it truly was: a fragile house of cards held together by manipulation and fear. Once they saw through the illusion, the manipulators' power began to collapse. The chosen ones didn't fight harder. They simply refused to play along. What makes this downfall almost poetic is the irony of it all. The manipulators' greatest weakness wasn't the chosen one's strength. It was their own inability to imagine a world where they weren't in control. By underestimating the chosen ones, they sealed their own fate. And now, as the chosen ones rise, those who once seemed untouchable are left scrambling, powerless to stop the inevitable. The manipulators' entire system of control is built on one crucial element: your participation. Their strategies, their rules, their traps. All of it depends on you engaging with their game. They thrive when you stay within the lines they've drawn, reacting predictably to every move they make. But what happens when you step away? What happens when you stop playing their game altogether? For the chosen ones, this realization changes everything. They see the game for what it truly is: a distraction designed to keep them chasing approval, validation, and success on someone else's terms. Once they step outside of it, the manipulators lose their grip. They can't control someone who refuses to engage. They can't manipulate someone who no longer cares about their rules. This isn't just about breaking free. It's about rewriting the narrative entirely. The chosen ones don't just walk away from the game. They dismantle it by proving it was never necessary in the first place. Their strength lies in their refusal to conform, their ability to think independently, and their unshakable belief in their own path. What terrifies the manipulators most is their inability to adapt. Their strategies rely on predictability, on controlling the pieces of the board. But when the chosen ones forge their own path, the manipulators are left scrambling, unsure of how to regain control. They built their power on systems that only work when everyone follows the rules. When those rules no longer matter, their power crumbles. For the chosen ones, this isn't just about survival. It's about transcendence. They don't just break the system. They rise above it, creating a new reality where the old rules no longer apply. And as the manipulators watch helplessly, the chosen ones move forward, leaving behind a world where control, manipulation, and deceit have no place. This isn't just a victory. It's the beginning of a new era. Doubt is insidious. It whispers lies in quiet moments, planting seeds of hesitation that grow into barriers. For years, manipulators have relied on this subtle weapon, weaving doubt into the fabric of society. They didn't need chains or walls. They simply let you question yourself. After all, a person paralyzed by self-doubt doesn't need to be controlled. They are already defeated. But for the chosen ones, the realization of doubt's true nature is a turning point. They see doubt for what it is, an illusion. It's not a reflection of reality, but a tool crafted to keep them compliant, stagnant, and powerless. Once this illusion is shattered, everything changes. The chosen ones don't just overcome doubt. They destroy it entirely, and with it, they dismantle the foundation of the manipulator's power. Confidence becomes the chosen one's counterattack. But this is not the loud, boastful confidence of ego. It is quiet, resolute, and unshakable. It comes from a deep understanding of their own worth, their purpose, and their ability to rise above any challenge. With this confidence, the chosen ones move decisively, without fear of failure or the need for external validation. And this is what terrifies the manipulators most. They relied on hesitation, second-guessing, and fear to maintain control. But when the chosen ones act with clarity and purpose, there's no room for manipulation. Every step forward is a step out of the shadows, into a light that reveals the true weakness of the old systems. The chosen ones don't just silence doubt, they turn it into fuel for transformation. The chosen ones are not here to fight for a place in the old systems. They are here to make those systems obsolete. For years, the manipulators thrived on outdated structures designed to benefit the few at the expense of the many. These systems rewarded conformity, punished creativity, and maintained control through fear and scarcity. But now, the chosen ones are rising, and their very existence is a challenge to these old ways. This isn't about slow, incremental change, it's about evolution. The chosen ones are creating a new path, one that doesn't rely on the rules of the past. They redefine what success means, what power looks like, and what influence truly is. Their vision is not bound by tradition or expectation. It is guided by truth, authenticity, and a commitment to building something that serves everyone. As the chosen ones rise, the manipulators find themselves clinging to irrelevance. They are stuck in a cycle of repetition, using the same tired tactics in a world that no longer responds to them. Their greatest weakness is their inability to adapt. While the chosen ones move forward, creating a future defined by resilience and innovation, the manipulators are left behind, scrambling to hold onto a power that no longer exists. What makes this transformation so powerful is its inevitability. The chosen ones don't need to fight the old systems. They outgrow them. And as they do, the systems that once seemed unshakable fade into the background, replaced by something far greater. This isn't just a shift in power. It's the dawn of a new era, one where the chosen ones lead with purpose, and the manipulators are little more than relics of the past. For most, a dead end feels final, a place where progress stops and options disappear. But for the chosen ones, dead ends are something entirely different. They are not moments of defeat, but opportunities for reinvention. When faced with a barrier, the chosen ones don't panic or give up. They adapt. They understand that a dead end is not an ending, it's a beginning. This is the moment where growth happens. Dead ends force the chosen ones to break free from old ways of thinking, to challenge assumptions, and to find new solutions. They strip away distractions and demand focus, clarity, and action. While others see failure, the chosen ones see possibility. They thrive in the face of challenges because they know that every setback is an invitation to rise higher. Meanwhile, the manipulators are paralyzed. They built systems designed to control, systems that rely on predictability and compliance. But those systems cannot handle change. When faced with a dead end, the manipulators crumble because they lack the ability to evolve. Their reliance on old tactics, outdated methods, and fear-based control leaves them vulnerable in a world that demands innovation and adaptability. For the chosen ones, dead ends are not barriers, they are launch pads. They push beyond the limits imposed by others, creating paths that didn't exist before. Each dead end becomes a turning point, a moment where the old falls away and something entirely new is born. And as they evolve, the chosen ones don't just move forward. They transform the very landscape, leaving the manipulators stuck in a world that no longer has room for them. In the end, the power of the chosen ones lies not in avoiding dead ends, but in embracing them. These moments of challenge reveal their true strength, their ability to adapt, and their commitment to growth. While others falter, the chosen ones rise, proving that every ending is just the beginning of something greater. This is not just survival, it's transformation, and it is unstoppable. The chosen ones don't need to shout, protest, or clash to disrupt the balance of the old systems. Their very existence, authentic, unyielding, and unapologetic, is a challenge in itself. They defy expectations, refusing to conform to the molds others have crafted for them. By standing firm in their truth, they disrupt the carefully maintained facade of the status quo and expose the fragility of those who cling to it. For years, the manipulators relied on conformity to maintain control. They built a system where fitting in was rewarded and standing out was punished. Yet the chosen ones, with their clarity of purpose and unwavering authenticity, refuse to fit into these artificial boxes. They don't play the roles assigned to them. They create their own. This simple act of being themselves is enough to unbalance an entire system built on deceit. Their authenticity shines like a mirror, reflecting the cracks in the system back to those who built it. It exposes the flaws, the lies, and the emptiness of power rooted in illusion. The manipulators, who thrive on control, find themselves unable to handle this kind of disruption. They've mastered deception, but authenticity is a force they can neither replicate nor suppress. What makes the chosen ones so powerful is that they don't fight for power. They embody it. Their strength doesn't come from the systems others built. It comes from within. They stand as living proof that the old ways of manipulation, fear, and conformity are no longer effective. By existing, the chosen ones show the world that there is another way, a way of truth, integrity, and unshakable purpose. And for the manipulators, this is the ultimate threat. The manipulators have spent their lives crafting games of distraction and control, carefully designing systems that keep others chasing after unattainable goals. But for the chosen ones, the game itself is irrelevant. They don't play by the rules of the manipulators because they've already mastered the only game that truly matters, the one within. This mastery begins with mental clarity. The chosen ones have honed their minds, cutting through the noise and seeing the truth behind the illusions. They are not easily swayed by external forces because their focus is unbreakable. They recognize the games being played and refuse to waste their energy on trivial pursuits. Every decision they make is intentional, aligned with their deeper purpose. Emotional mastery follows. The manipulators thrive on triggering reactions, anger, fear, doubt, because it keeps others off balance. But the chosen ones are unshaken. They don't react impulsively to provocation. They respond with calm, calculated intention. This emotional steadiness disarms the manipulators, leaving them powerless to destabilize the chosen one's journey. Finally, their spiritual alignment, the ultimate foundation of the chosen one's strength. Their purpose is not dictated by the approval of others or the success metrics of the old system. It is rooted in something deeper, a sense of alignment with their values, vision, and higher calling. This alignment makes them untouchable, operating on a level the manipulators can neither understand nor reach. When the chosen ones achieve this internal mastery, the external games lose all meaning. The manipulators' tricks, schemes, and manipulations fail to land because the chosen ones are no longer playing along. They don't just win. They transcend the game entirely, leaving the manipulators scrambling for relevance in a world that has moved on without them. The chosen ones don't need to proclaim their success or announce their victories with fanfare. Their triumph is not marked by noise, but by quiet, steady momentum that speaks for itself. Victory, for them, isn't a moment of celebration. It's a state of being. It is inevitable because it is built on foundations that cannot be shaken: truth, purpose, and resilience. While the manipulators fight desperately to maintain relevance, clinging to their old tricks and tactics, the chosen ones are already focused on what's next. They are not interested in petty battles or hollow victories. Their eyes are fixed on a greater horizon, on building a future where the old systems have no place. This focus on evolution, rather than competition, is what sets them apart. What makes this victory so profound is its permanence. The manipulators' successes were always fleeting, dependent on secrecy and control. But the chosen ones' victories are built on authenticity and purpose, making them unassailable. They don't rise to defeat the manipulators. They rise because it is their natural progression. Their triumph is not about outplaying or outlasting. It's about transcending. And as the chosen ones rise, the old systems fade into irrelevance. The manipulators, once so confident in their control, are left behind, relics of a world that no longer exists. The chosen ones don't need applause or validation. Their power comes from within, and their legacy will echo long after the manipulators' games are forgotten. This is not just a victory, it's a transformation. It's the quiet, unstoppable rise of a new era, one where truth and purpose reign, and where the chosen ones lead the way into a future shaped by their vision. This is their moment, not because they fought harder, but because they rose above. And in doing so, they've created something far more lasting than the manipulators ever could. A world where the games of the past no longer matter. For many, a dead end is the final chapter, a place where progress halts and dreams dissolve into resignation. But for the chosen ones, it is nothing of the sort. A dead end is not a reason to surrender. It is a demand for transformation. It forces them to step beyond their comfort zones and reinvent themselves, forging new paths that others cannot even imagine. Dead ends strip away the non-essential, narrowing focus to what truly matters. When the chosen ones encounter these moments, they don't panic or fall into despair. Instead, they use the stillness to reevaluate, recalibrate, and pivot toward new possibilities. This ability to adapt is their greatest strength, turning obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. While the manipulators crumble under the weight of their inability to evolve, the chosen ones thrive in the chaos. The systems designed to confine them, with all their rigid rules and limitations, become irrelevant in the face of their creativity and resilience. The chosen ones don't just navigate around dead ends. They dismantle the barriers entirely and build new routes to success. This process is not without its challenges. Evolution requires sacrifice, discomfort, and an unshakable belief in one's own vision. But for the chosen ones, every dead end is a reminder that limitations are illusions, and that true growth comes from embracing change. They don't just move forward, they rise above, leaving the manipulators behind, stuck in a framework that no longer serves anyone but themselves. The chosen ones don't just disrupt the game, they rewrite it entirely. For too long, the manipulators controlled the narrative, dictating what was possible, acceptable, and valuable. Their rules shaped the world, keeping power centralized in their hands. But now, the chosen ones are stepping forward, and the old narrative is being dismantled word by word. This rewriting is not about rebellion, it's about creation. The chosen ones are building a new story, one that values authenticity over illusion, collaboration over control, and purpose over power. In this narrative, the manipulator systems no longer hold sway because they are irrelevant in the world the chosen ones are creating. The power of this new narrative lies in its inclusivity. Unlike the old systems, which thrived on exclusion and hierarchy, the chosen one's vision is expansive, welcoming, and transformative. It invites others to rise, to step into their own truth, and to leave behind the constraints of the past. This is not just a personal victory for the chosen ones. It's a collective evolution. As the manipulators scramble to maintain control, their tactics grow more desperate and their relevance fades. The chosen ones don't need to fight them directly because the new narrative they are building renders the old one meaningless. The manipulators' power, once rooted in the belief that their system was unshakable, dissolves as the world embraces a different story, one led by the chosen ones and defined by resilience, clarity, and purpose. Victory for the chosen ones is not about defeating the manipulators. It's about building something that lasts. Their triumph isn't measured in the ruins of the old system, but in the foundations of the new one they create. This is the true legacy of the chosen ones, a world that thrives on truth, authenticity, and shared purpose. The chosen ones understand that their journey is bigger than themselves. They are not just dismantling a system. They are reshaping the future for generations to come. Their actions set a precedent, showing that power rooted in deception cannot endure and that true influence comes from integrity and vision. This legacy is not loud or boastful. It is steady, unshakable, and eternal. The chosen ones are not driven by the need for recognition. Their purpose is far greater. They build not for applause but for impact, ensuring that the systems they create are inclusive, sustainable, and resilient to the manipulations of the past. And as the manipulators fade into irrelevance, the chosen one's legacy only grows stronger. Their story becomes a beacon, inspiring others to rise, to break free from the confines of old systems, and to embrace their own authenticity. The chosen ones leave behind more than a new system. They leave a new way of thinking, living, and being. This is their ultimate triumph. It is not just the end of an era, but the birth of a new one. The manipulators' games, their illusions, and their control will be forgotten, replaced by a legacy of empowerment and evolution. The chosen ones have not only won, they have transcended the need to win, creating a world where the game itself no longer matters. And in this new world, their legacy will echo for generations, a testament to the power of truth and the resilience of the human spirit.